Muted. Did you see Tiff getting her last minute gloss on?
Where's my hairspray?
Okay, we're having some technical difficulties because it's not letting us stream into our Connected Empath Facebook group or on my personal page. So,
I mean, that's what we think.
hopefully, you're finding us. Obviously, some of you have found us. We're so glad that you're here. Today, I'm Jack.
I'm Tiff.
We are the owners of Thought Tracks Coaching and Healing Inc. We are the creators of the Empath Rise and Thrive group coaching and spiritual healing program. And we spend our life working with empaths around the world. And we know a thing or two when it comes to empaths. I'm a highly sensitive man. Tiff is a full blown empath. Tiff is also a psychic medium, spiritual healer, teacher, intuitive coach, singer songwriter.
Singer songwriter.
Well, you did that as part of this.
I know, but that's so funny you'd bring that up.
Well, we've been creating our video for our Facebook ads because we're going to be running ads for our next Unstoppable Empath Lab. It's coming up, and since you're here, you can be first on the registration list. Active registration will begin at the beginning of next week, and it's free 5 days. Save the date. It begins April 18th. And we will be doing the show. We'll be live streaming that via Zoom. So you're going to have to register to get the link. It is free. And so we were creating our videos for our video mashup for our video ad. And as I was looking over all of Tiff's videos, I'm like, God, this woman that I'm married to, she's a fucking rock star. I mean, I'm so serious.
Well, I've spent my life on stage. I have been a performer, singer, songwriter, recording artist for most of my life. Has it been? It's been about 11 years since I let that part go, but I'm still find myself on stage. Here I am. So it's just a big part of my life. I just have a natural inclination to be I don't know what to call it.
A performer. Yeah. You have such presence. You have such a really beautiful voice, number one. Beautiful, amazing voice. And your presence is just gorgeous, and you're deeply intuitive and bringing your sensitivity as part of that. And that's why a lot of why we do what we do is to help you, because we know that you have important things that you're doing in life. No matter where you are, what you're doing, what your day looks like, what you spend your time doing, it's important work. And another thing that we feel very passionate about, this lab, this is our 5th lab that we've done, Unstoppable Empath Lab. And we've learned a lot. It's amazing having the experience of doing this lab and spending our time together with our empaths around the world. And this lab we're really focusing this lab on the empath working professional that needs some serious support at work and bringing that intuitive part of yourself forward at work. And we have some great things. We're redoing the workbook. This is going to be important.
Yeah, so, we're going to have a great time.
And I see that one of you said, I am bringing one of my friends. Thank you for bringing your friends. That is how we find our empaths. For you to share with your friend, because your friends trust you. And if you trust us and you've been a part of our world for a little while and you don't think we're just crazy fools, well, maybe you think that, that's okay. But you trust us, you know that we have your best interest at heart. Your friends trust you. So that's why we really appreciate you being the bridge, you being the liaison, you reaching a hand out to the people that love you and bringing them into a place where they can have support.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
That's why we do what we do. And today's topic is huge. Last week we talked about gaslighting.
What is gaslighting? And it's where someone lies to you about you to weaken your resolve and make you doubt yourself, your memories, and your reality. Okay. And so we got really clear last time on what that is. Now I'm going to give you things to say when someone's gaslighting you. So what I would like you to make sure that you have today is a pencil or pen and paper, or you can record this is posted, but I have 20 phrases you can say when someone's gaslighting you, and we're going to talk about each one of them.
So like Tiff said, go grab your pen or
Yeah,
pencil.
I would just, when I say the statement or the sentence, I would just jot it down because you need to practice these things. These statements that I'm giving you are very, very empowering statements that will keep you in the driver's seat instead of being controlled by a gaslighting person that's trying to get you to doubt yourself. This will help you stand solid. So I'm really excited about today. But first, we're going to do table topics, do it yourself therapy.
And we love this because here on our live show, when we're live streaming with you and we can actually see you and see your comments, we ask you to answer the questions in the thread so that we can engage at a deeper level. So we're asking you the same question. And I think you're the question. Am I the answer today?
You're the answerer today.
Okay. That's gonna be
so you
fun.
don't know what the questions are. So I'm going to spring it on you. We're going to see how well you do. Okay. Jack and I were talking last night before I asked these questions, and we have noticed that out in the world, not a lot of people ask questions about other people. One of the things about me, and I know Jack is the same way because we're the same when we met, we were just asking each other tons of questions. We still do this on our date day or date night.
We're doing this for 15 years.
Yeah. And I love it because when you ask someone questions, you actually get to know them. And maybe any of the viewers that are watching today, maybe you can share your opinion about why do you think people don't ask people questions? Why don't people ask people questions so that they can get to know them better? Why is that happening? And, I am so curious about how someone feels or thinks about something. I am a question. It's what I do in my job. And it always blows me away when I ask someone something about their spouse or their child or their friend. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I never asked. And I'm like, you didn't? Maybe you should. Maybe you should just ask. Because once you ask someone a question, you get to know them better. When we have dinner parties, we have this deck on the table and everyone has to draw a card and share. And they don't have to, but we tell them they do. And I just love it because I get to know people better. It's the best way. So anyone, I think because they really don't care, really, I don't know. Like, really, do you think people really don't care? That's just so foreign to me. And I guess that's funny coming from an empath because empaths care, but a lot of empaths don't ask questions either. And I'm like, are they afraid? Are they, afraid they're going to offend someone? I don't know.
Maybe for some people because they don't actually care.
I know. I'm like,
Cecilia, they really don't care to know you. Kelly said, I think because they don't really care.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I'm like, why would someone not want to know someone?
Social norm is it's not my business.
Maybe.
They don't care. Afraid of the answer and how it might impact both parties.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
some people think they're being invasive. Maybe.
To
protect from energy vampires.
Maybe. I mean, now if you've got a nonstop talker, I'm the one that's like, don't ask them how they're doing. But when Jack comes home from work, I'm like, hey, how was your day today? What did you do? What was the best part of your day? And he does the same thing to me. And we always have a great conversation.
Well, and this is, typically we found this with our kids and their friends that
when they were younger,
that they don't know their friends. And I would say specifically when you're going to ask these deeper questions, it's going to be with somebody that you care to know more about.
Yeah.
And so and even within our coaching practice, we find that many of our clients don't engage in a deeper way with their people.
Yeah. So, like if you want a deep relationship, you have to know a person. And the best way to know someone is to ask questions. I mean, it's not like tell me your whole life story and why do you do everything that you do? That's not what I'm talking about. But that's why we do this, is the table topics. What is this?
Tiff is talking about, it's okay, don't sweat it. You just keep going. It's still working. These are the ones that it wouldn't work on.
Okay. So, table topics are just questions. And I would love it if you'd write these questions down and then ask the people that you love just so that you can get to know them better. And I'm really interested in what you're going to say about these
Me
things.
too. I'm
Okay,
really
you ready?
interested in what I'm
The
gonna
first
say.
question is an viewer. I feel like we're talking on the podcast, so I always say listener. Viewer, please share your answer in the strand if you feel so inclined. Okay. Would you rather, Jack, would you rather be in a passive or a would you rather be in a passive or aggressive argument? If you had to be in an argument, would you rather have it be passive or aggressive?
Aggressive.
Really?
Yeah,
No wonder
because
you
then-
married me.
But because then they're actually saying what they mean.
Mm.
I mean, it's going to be rude and hateful, but that's fine. I mean, I would choose aggressive because then they aren't like tongue in cheek or not saying their true meaning.
Right.
I don't like it when people are passive aggressive.
Wow. Look,
Tiffany,
passive.
Passive.
Yeah. Interesting question, right? Like, isn't that kind of a cool thing to know? Now I have free reign to be rude in our arguments.
It said nothing about that.
Just kidding. I try never to be rude. It doesn't work, but I try. Okay.
Some people say passive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aggressive.
Yeah. Aggressive.
Mix.
Well.
Passive and aggressive.
Yeah. Cool.
Aggressive because I prefer honesty.
Yeah.
I guess it really comes down to the truth that being passive, they aren't being honest, or we aren't
that's true.
And hell, I'm sure every single one of us have been passive aggressive at times in our life where, what we say isn't how we really think or feel.
Yeah.
Maybe not nasty aggressive.
Maybe not punching your face in, but
Right.
like, verbally aggressive. Yeah. I should say that. Okay. The next question. How often do you worry about money?
Well, I would say for me, it's not so much worrying as much as being focused. Money is one of the ways that I create my goals, my structure, my measurements.
Yeah, but I'm talking about how often do you feel afraid of money?
Rarely. That's not always been true for me, but rarely.
That's so
I feel I just have
so awesome.
I have created on purpose a very solid, positive mindset around money and possibility.
Well, that's because you're a master mindset coach.
That is right.
And I am happy to be married to a man that is not afraid of money, because then when I buy things, he doesn't get upset.
I've had to here's what I know about buying things, right? There's a lot of power in buying things, especially things that feel joyful and bring an experience of joy into our life. And it creates a frequency and an energy opening for more of that to come.
Totally.
The nature abhors a vacuum. So when you create a space, things want to fill in. Everything wants to grow and expand and grow. And so it feels really good to me to know that you've come a long way with spending you and not being freaked out about it.
Yeah. I grew up in poverty and I was married to someone for 20 years in poverty as well. That was just kind of my reference until I met Jack, and he's like, oh, there's a different way of living. And I observed that. And now I don't live anywhere close to that anymore. But Jack had to help me practice spending. And now I have no problems spending.
And it's really interesting to we need to do a mindset call pretty quick on our podcast, because truly, if you have a thought and you feel it in your body as though it's true, there is no question on this planet you will indeed have whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because you're an energetic match. Now, does that mean we're all going to be perfect? No. But as we work on it and choose new thoughts, you're the creator of your thought world. You, nobody else. As we choose new thoughts and become more of frequency match, energy match to that thought, and it feels nothing but good and exciting. It's like, nope, I know that things always work out for me, because they do. They have. And they're going to always work out. Then we start manifesting more. But this is where today the call to action about this little part of this conversation is pay attention to what you're thinking. Okay. Choose a slightly better feeling thought, and that will get you going in a different direction that feels better, that's attracting more abundance. But if you stay stuck and keep believing the same thoughts over and over and over about why money, there's never enough, I'm always behind, I can't get more, those kinds of thoughts, that will attract more of that. But we need to talk more about, we need to have a mindset call.
Okay. Last question, listener. or viewer, please.
It's okay. They're listening too.
Listening and viewing. When does your father's voice haunt you?
My father's voice doesn't haunt me.
I would have guessed that.
It's a place of comfort because my dad died when I was 11, and he's very much a very big part of my life today because Tiff is a gifted medium, number one, and has brought him back into my experience in massive ways. And my dad's voice that comes through when it comes through is a source of deep comfort, deep knowing, deep possibility, always telling me that there's plenty of time to get everything done, to relax, enjoy life, don't worry so much. And that's the message that he's often bringing forth to me. And it feels so good.
Look at all these people.
Never, never, never. Wow, that's a lot of amazing dads.
I love that. I don't really have a reference for a father because I never had one. I mean, I had my stepdad till I was 5, but yeah, that's so interesting. Never. And,
a lot. Someone said a lot. Well, being Ukrainian, LOL. What does that? Does that mean never?
I don't know what
or
that
a lot?
means, Tracy.
Yeah.
So Ukrainian, I would guess that maybe means that you. I don't know. Tell us what that means.
And Robin shared, Tiff has also brought my deceased father back into my life.
Oh,
isn't that beautiful?
Robin, I love that so much.
Here's someone all the damn time. Oh, someone else.
Awesome.
I never heard his voice.
Yeah.
June. Hi, June. And doesn't haunt me anymore. Good job, June.
Good. Well, I'm so excited to do this call today. We're going to move right in. I'm trying to think if there's anything exciting that we want to share about what's going on with Tiff and Jack, but I think that there isn't.
Life is always moving along. The exciting thing is we have another lab that we're doing. We're always moving forward.
Yep.
Tiff and I are always moving forward. We don't stop in our self-growth. We're always doing our inner work. We're expanding, growing, setting ever bigger goals and intentions for our dream life, our vacation lifestyle that we choose to live today.
Yes, because we're all about joy.
Sometimes the vacation's not quite as exciting as it could be. Because I get a little upside down on my workload.
And I have to say the pandemic has been a real downer in some ways. But I know that it's just time's passing and things are shifting. People's perception is shifting. And the thing I'm really excited about today is it's boba day. So after this, I'm going to go visit my mom and pick her up a boba, and I'm picking up myself a boba, and I'm going to boba myself all the way to another city to give her boba. So I'm excited about that. And if you ever try a boba, put it on the strand here on the next show to tell me what you think about it. Okay. I wish you liked boba. What's wrong with you?
I'll have a taste. Tiff never shares the boba balls with me, though.
Yeah, I'm
she
like,
gets
don't
very
be
upset
sucking my boba balls
if I drink the boba balls. So, but she'll let me have a taste of the coconut taro part of the boba.
The smoothie
and
part.
That's really delicious, but it's always made with milk, and me and pasteurized milk.
That's true.
We don't get along very well.
Yeah, I'm a pasteurized milk person. I can do okay with it. Okay, guys, I want to just review really quick the phrases of gaslighting. I'm going to go through them really fast.
This was also on last.
This was
right?
last time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to slow down so you can write it down. If you want, you can go back to the last class and write it down, but I'm going to go through these quickly. Okay. What does gaslighting sound like? Here are the statements. You're so dramatic. You're too sensitive. You're too emotional. You're imagining things. You sound insane right now, right? Here's another one. You're making this stuff up. You're making a big deal out of nothing, like always. Nothing you're saying makes sense. Do you even hear yourself? You're being paranoid. You're acting crazy. You're overreacting. Okay. Here's a few more. I was joking. You just take everything personally. That never happened. This is what happened, or this is what I said. Why should I believe you? Everyone knows you're full of it. You're not thinking clearly. You're making yourself the victim when I'm the one that should be mad. These are really great statements to kind of get you in the mindset of like, oh, this is what gaslighting looks like. So last night, Jack came home from work and he made a suggestion for us to watch the movie that was done in 1944 called Gaslight. And that's where the phrase gaslighting came from, because the movie is about a man that marries a woman that wants to steal her fortune. So he does very specific gaslighting techniques to drive her to insanity so he can put her in an insane asylum and steal everything from her. It was a fantastic movie.
Isn't it Ingrid Bergman?
Yes. And it triggered the crap out of me when I was listening to it. I'm like, oh my God, everyone needs to watch Gaslight. It's 1944. I think we paid $4 to rent it and watch it. I watched it. Jack fell asleep, which is how it usually works.
That's the way I roll.
But I was really grateful to watch it because it just gave me more of an edge as I'm teaching today to really be able to help you recognize gaslighting. And it's just very simple. If anyone is saying something to you to minimize what you're saying, to downplay what you're saying, to make you believe something about yourself that isn't true, to create doubt in your own reality, your own memories, then this is gaslighting. And I just shared the statements. So now I'm going to give you some ammunition to stay in your power. So I want you to write these things down. If you don't want to write them down, then just come back and watch the replay. Okay. And then you can stop and pause while you're writing. Here are things that you say when you're being gaslighted. Now, I wasn't able to go over this with you before.
That's okay. I'll jump in wherever we need to.
Number one, I can hear that you disagree. Now, this is what you're going to say to your gaslighter. I can hear that you disagree. And this is how I see it. Can you see how that keeps you in the power with yourself? Instead of like, oh, maybe he's right. Or maybe she's right. And I didn't recognize something, or maybe I forgot. Don't go there, folks. Okay. I can see, or I can hear you disagree. This is how I see it. And this keeps you in a really empowered empath place. Okay. Isn't that a great statement?
Yeah, that's really important. As we go through each one of these phrases that you're going to use as your ammunition to fortify yourself and really show up, at the root of all of this is self-belief, right? You'll be working on that beautiful, your truth, what's true for you. And if we come from a world, I come from the side of things where I really doubted myself, felt like I didn't know what I was talking about, because I grew up in a situation with a narcissist. I grew up with some pretty hefty abuse and some brain torture. And you know what? It feels so good to stand today and stand in my truth. So I love this. I love this whole topic.
Yeah, I can see you disagree. This is how I see it.
This is how I see it. Right there, you're standing for you. You're having your own back.
Yes. Number two, name calling hurts my feelings. I find it hard to listen to you when you talk this way.
That's powerful.
Aren't these awesome?
Name calling hurts my feelings, and I find it hard to listen to you when you talk to me this way.
Isn't that just like powerful?
Well, yeah, that is.
And these are things that you can say that will really empower you and keep you in the power seat. So I'm so excited about these statements. Name calling hurts my feelings. I find it hard to listen to you when you talk this way.
Love that.
Number three, you say that your intention is a joke. Its impact has been hurtful to me. You say that this is a joke. Its impact has been hurtful to me. So you're owning your own feelings. And you're not discounting that the person said, oh, it's a joke, but you're owning how you feel. So you don't feel like, oh, he was joking. Why am I overreacting? The way you feel is important. And it doesn't mean anything other than you're just owning your own feelings. Whether your feelings are right or whether your feelings are wrong is irrelevant, friends. You just have to honor and own your own feelings.
Yep.
So
because they're yours.
Yes. Number 4 goes right into this. My feelings, I wrote this out. Now I can't read my writing. Hold on just one sec. Be patient with me.
Your feelings are your feelings and my feelings are my feelings.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so your feelings are your feelings and my feelings are different than yours.
It's okay that my feelings
Yeah.
are different than yours.
It is. It's okay
Our
that
feelings are
my
different.
feelings are different than yours. And guys, it is okay. It's okay if you feel differently than anyone else. So my feelings are my feelings, and it's okay that your feelings are different than mine.
Yep.
Okay.
And it is. It is okay.
I mean, we have different feelings
Yeah,
about
we
stuff
do.
all the time.
Yeah, we do. We see most things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have a conversation, and there are times that we just realize and recognize, oh, this is the way she feels. This is the way I feel.
Right.
And it's different about the same thing, and it's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. We're bringing our unique viewpoint to the table.
Yes. Number 5. This is my experience, and this is how I feel. Isn't this great? It's like you're listening to the experience of the other person. And then that's where you get to stand for yourself and say, well, this is my experience and this is how I feel. Okay. These are really powerful. So practice, say them in the mirror. I think I went over these a few times and just said them. And I'm like, gosh, that feels so good. I'm not in a gaslighting relationship at this time. So I don't have to use these to stand up for myself with a gaslighter, but they're really powerful statements to just use as an empowered human being. Okay. Okay. Number 6. I can see you feel strongly about this, and my feelings are just as valid.
Yeah.
Isn't this awesome?
Because right there, I mean, you're recognizing the
Yep.
person. And you're
Yep.
like, I see you have strong feelings.
Yes.
And my feelings are equally as valid.
Yes.
While they're different than yours, they're equally
And isn't it
as
beautiful
valid.
that statement supports the person talking and supports yourself?
It's
Like
really
that's
powerful.
such an empath thing to do.
Yeah, you're not trying to prove anyone wrong. You're just taking a stand for you.
Yeah. Are these not awesome?
They're awesome.
They are so awesome. Okay, number 7. I don't feel like I'm being heard. I need some space.
Yeah, I'm thinking I have very specific clients in my mind. I'm like, okay, these are great comments for and I think that you clients, you may know who you are. As this is very empowering.
It
This
is.
is very, very important, and practice will be required. Practice. Okay, pick a few of these that really stand out to you. Write it down, rehearse it, say it.
Oh, good.
Use it.
Cecilia's like, that one's mine.
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm being heard. I need some space.
Right.
Okay.
I just need some time to clear it up for me. Yep.
Okay, number 8. I know what is best for me.
This is so
because
important.
Gaslighters, the whole reason people will gaslight you is because they want you to be a certain way for them. Okay. They want you to be a certain way for them. And it is so important that you're like, I know what's best for me. And you do know what's best for you.
You do. You are your own best expert.
You've been with yourself
your
all
whole
this time.
life, longer than anyone
know,
else.
Right?
Yeah. This whole episode could be titled Having Your Own Back.
Totally.
Because this is what it's about.
Excuse me. Okay, number 9. This is what I want. That's just the comment. Or this is what I need right now. So this is what I want right now. This is what I need right now. And whatever it is that you want. I didn't fill in the blank there because it's going to be different for everyone. But this is what I want. And this is what I need, which means you're going to have to pay attention to what you want and to what you need in your life. This is a little tricky for the empath because we're so busy trying to figure out what everyone else wants and needs so we can help them. But guys, you know me, you know Jack, you've been listening to us for I don't know how many years. And you know that we're all about you figuring out what you want so that you can create a life you love because you're as important at the table as everyone else.
Yeah, when you're so busy making sure everyone around you is comfortable at work, everyone around you is comfortable at home, everyone around you is comfortable and having no discomfort at all, and you're as comfortable as fuck. that's when you stop and get clear.
Is that
Well,
comfortable?
what do I want? What do I need? That is your power play, because you're getting in touch with you. Your relationship with yourself is your primary relationship. There is not one other relationship on this planet that's more important than yours with you.
Yes.
It's number one.
And the reason it's number one is because in order for you to have the skills, the tools, the strategies to live your best life and have joy, you have to take care of yourself first so that you can offer what it is that you have to offer, energized instead of drained, sick, and like disabled. Right?
Yes. And Kelly just said, I've been told you're overthinking it. That's perfect opportunity to say, this is the way I think. The way I'm thinking about this is what works for me.
Yes. And we don't have to think the same things. Okay. Number 10, I'm making this decision for myself. Has anyone ever
Who
said
can
that?
fight you on that?
Like, I'm making this decision for myself, and then what
like,
do they say?
You can't decide that.
Well, why?
Like,
you're
I'm the one in
they
charge.
can say you're selfish, and then you can say, well, I'm comfortable with that. That's me.
That right there, I'm comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable with
that
being selfish.
is very
even though
powerful.
You're not being selfish.
No.
But it's a great way to just like, not go any further in the conversation. Okay. Number 11. This is a good one. Are you ready? I've changed my mind.
Practice. Just practice it right now. Say it out loud.
Oh, I've changed my mind. How many of you have felt guilty for changing your mind about something? Please share. You have?
Yeah. Oh yeah. In my life, I felt like I couldn't change my mind. I thought I was supposed to do it all this certain way. And if I changed my mind, or because I'm a really deep person and I study things really deeply, if I found some new, better way for me that felt more aligned, people would poo-poo that and almost be like, you're so extreme. You're always just, well, say that when I've hit my net worth of $85 million.
Listen, everyone, I want to give you permission to change your mind. It's okay for you to change your mind. If you didn't change your mind, you would stay stagnant and stuck in your life forever.
You'd still be wearing diapers.
Yes. It's like, oh, I've changed my mind. I don't want to poop my pants anymore. I want to sit on the toilet. That's changing your mind. It's okay for you to change your mind.
In fact, it's really awesome when you change your mind, and it's amazing because you create new neural pathways, and then you're thinking with bigger, different thoughts that allow you to have more than you've ever had before.
Robin said, I need to share this with my kids to deal with their narcissistic father.
All the way.
100%.
Yes.
All narcissists will gaslight you, but not all gaslighters are narcissists.
Yeah, that's a good clarifier.
Make sure you know that. But yeah, these are really easy statements that as you practice them and use them, they're going to get easier to remember. But, literally stand in the mirror. We really are like, stand in the mirror and practice saying, oh, I changed my mind about that. And to feel comfortable enough to change your mind. My goodness, it's so important.
I love seeing you are watcher connect with each other. It's really amazing. And you identify, you're talking about being a Gemini and connecting with other Geminis. It's amazing. It's beautiful to see the connections.
Yes.
Yeah. Laura, we're glad you're here. You can rewatch the beginning. We'll have the recording up.
Okay. Number
12.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Number 12. I'm not responding to that right now. And this is a great statement when you need time to process or think it out.
And then if it's, I would say in a close, intimate relationship, that could become stonewalling if you never respond and you just use it as a tool to like never have the conversation.
Yeah. Make sure that you come back around.
Yeah.
You have to be empowered with it.
With the relationships that matter to you. If the relationship matters enough and you just really need some time, it's like, I'm not responding to that right now. I need some time to sort through things. Mm-hmm. Well, we can talk about this tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And then be impeccable with coming back around.
Absolutely.
And talking about it.
That's a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, number 13. I will figure this out on my own. And this is when someone's trying to tell you what to do or control you. You don't have to say any of these things rude. We're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. We're not trying to be aggressive. These are just very, very clear statements that will keep you in the driver's seat of your own life experience without questioning who you are. So I will figure this out on my own, but thank you.
Yeah, that's powerful. And Julianne, you made a great point. She said, and it was about, I'm not responding to that right now, taking some time for yourself to manage. She said, that one's great. Instead of responding emotionally and making things worse, I'm bad for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, right.
We've all been there.
When we are flooded emotionally, right? When we get flooded, that's when we're going to say really mean, shitty, mad things that we may have to apologize for later. And taking time to just move into your own space, process, how does this make me feel? What do I want in this situation? Then we can come back as a more emotionally solid, mature, strong, intelligent individual and have that conversation.
Robin said that one can be useful at work. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Absolutely. and sometimes we get gaslighted at work. I mean, we are.
Oh, absolutely.
So these are great. These are great, straight to the point statements that you can use at work that are super powerful. Yes. Okay. Number 14. I've already said no. That's my final decision. I would like to stop talking about this now.
I've already said no. This is my final decision, and I'd like to stop talking about this now.
Mm-hmm. And if you have to say, I've already said no several times. I've made my final decision. I'd like to stop talking about this right now. It works great.
Lindsay said, I've changed my mind and I want to cancel the plans I've made this weekend, but I'm so worried about disappointing them. Ugh. What would you say to that?
Well, these are never comfortable conversations because we never want to hurt anyone's feelings. But just being upfront and honest of like, I've changed my mind. It doesn't work out for me this weekend to do what we were planning on doing. And I'm so sorry. Can I take a rain check? Unless you don't want to take a rain check, of course.
Yeah. And it would be important to look back to when you originally said yes to the plans. And what was your intention then? Was it something that you wanted? Because I come from also the other side of the equation where I always was afraid to make plans. And I was acting very codependent and always was afraid something would come up and I never wanted to disappoint anyone. And so once I made a decision, it would be easy for me to be like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. I can't believe I did it. And Tiff is the one that helped me really get good at, before I say yes to something, be very, very clear if it's something that I wanted for myself. Mm-hmm. And then if I know about myself that because I am a true introvert, that as I get closer to the plan, I may feel like, oh, what the fuck? Why am I doing this? But I'll still follow through in that little scenario. But this right here, where it's like, I've changed my mind, to me, that's for the things in our life where we're now operating in a new way, or we are being more impeccable with what we're choosing for ourselves and our time.
Right.
And maybe in the past, it was always okay for you to, for this person to break their plans with you. And now you've changed your mind that doesn't work. Like, this is where you get to say, yeah, I'm living in a new truth for myself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And here's the truth is that you will disappoint some people all the time, because you can't. Empaths oftentimes will try to be all things to all people. It's not even possible. We try and sometimes we'll break our back doing it, but it just is never possible. So there will always be someone that's not absolutely delighted with your decision, and that's okay. They'll get over it. You have to love yourself enough to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Terry, I love what you said. I just say no. No means no. What don't you understand about that?
That's true.
That's powerful.
Okay. Number 15. I find it difficult to keep discussing this. So if someone is bantering and just going on and on and on, it's okay for you to say, I'm finding it difficult to keep discussing this. And that will give you a doorway to stop the discussion. Okay. It's a really easy way. I find it really difficult to keep discussing this for whatever reason. Okay. Another phrase that you can use. Number 16. Oh, I just am I just had a flashback of I have some vagus nerve issues because of my brain injury. And so I have lots of air moving in my esophagus that's not supposed to be there. And I was like, oh no, I hope I don't burp on this call. And I just have to share something. And this is just to lighten things up a little bit and get real. So Jack and I went to lunch, probably the first time in 5 or 6 months. It was out on a patio, so I felt safe not being around lots of other people. And I was dressed nice. It's at a fine restaurant, and we were out on the patio having a great time eating our amazing food. And what happens? This big, huge belch comes up. I was like, what happened? And Jack goes, babe. And I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose. I have this issue because of my brain injury.
She was talking just like that with her teeth clenched, like, moving her lips so the people around us wouldn't hear.
It doesn't happen very often. It used to happen nonstop. It's just belch, belch, belch because my esophagus and airways are doing all this weird, like, freaks out.
That's a fun memory. I know.
That's not fun.
Listen, I know it wasn't fun for you, but it's something that's like endearing.
So it just almost happened just now. So I thought I'd just tell you in case it does happen, and then I won't feel as like weird.
Julianne said, I can only imagine your face when it happened. You should have seen her. She just got this. I kind of looked around and I'm like, you doing?
I'm like, oh, like I did that on purpose. It's like, oh, I've been home too long.
Oh, Tracy said I have that due to my bypass surgery. Interesting.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Right? When it just bolts out.
There it is.
Not a whole lot you can do about it.
Especially when you're eating.
Pardon me.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me share and sharing a good laugh. Takes the load off a little. Okay.
Funny.
Okay, number 16. I have heard your point. Oh, I've heard your point of view many times. I still don't agree. I would like to take a break from talking about this now. I'm going to say that again. I've heard your point of view several times. I still don't agree. So I'd like to take a break from this talking about this right now. It's not just great. It's not rude. It's not mean. It's okay that you don't agree. You're just saying, I've heard what you're saying. I still don't agree. So I'd like to take a break from this conversation. Okay.
Powerful.
Yeah. Okay. Number 17. We only have 4 more to go, you guys. You are in it to win it. Here we go. I have put too much energy in trying to prove my perspective. It's okay if you don't get my point. Isn't that awesome?
Fantastic.
That's so great. So it's just a really emotionally mature way to say, I'm tired of trying to prove my point. So let's just forget about it. It's fine. Okay. Let me share that again. I have put too much energy into trying to prove my perspective. It's okay if you don't get my point. Love it. I love it. Okay. Number 18. It would mean a lot to me if you would be willing to give me the benefit of the doubt. That's a powerful statement because a lot of gaslighting human beings are trying to prove that you should doubt yourself. So turning it around and saying, it would mean a lot to me if you'd give me the benefit of the doubt. Because they're trying to get you to doubt yourself, but really you're just turning it around so that they don't doubt you. And a lot of times people are like, oh, okay, that kind of thing. Okay, number 19. I get that you're mad. I am angry too. I get that you're mad and I'm angry too. And this just keeps you in the power seat. Now, it doesn't mean the conversation's just going to end, but these are the places where you stand, where you own your own feelings, because you'll probably say, I get that you're mad and I'm angry too. And the gaslighter will probably say, why are you angry? You have no reason to be angry. And it's like, well, these are my feelings and those are your feelings. And we don't have to have the same feelings. I value my feelings as much as I value your feelings. See, you can use all these interchangeably and get really empowered.
Laura said, what is gaslighting? So our episode before this one was all about what gaslighting is. And this one is about how to deal and stop a gaslighter. Gaslighting in a nutshell is when someone tries to make you doubt your thoughts, your experiences and perceptions to make you feel like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the upper hand.
Yep. And it's a big one that comes through narcissists. Okay. Okay. Number 20. This is our last one, everyone. Isn't this exciting? Number 20. Let's just agree to disagree. One of my favorite things. In fact, I was talking to my mom because we have a lot of different ideas about life. For sure. She's very steeped in her religion, and I live a spiritual life, not a religious life at this point. And so we were just talking, and, I respect where she is. She respects where I am. And we just agree to disagree on some things. And who cares? It's totally fine. I think it's awesome that my mom has these beliefs that she has. It doesn't make her a terrible person or mean to other people. And I have my own beliefs, and I'm kind and loving to most everyone as well. So we just believe different things. You don't have to agree on everything. And I just think it's a beautiful thing when you can say to someone, let's just agree to disagree. It's totally great.
And you're having your own back in that statement.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And this is about you really standing for you.
Yes.
Right. And really easy ways, great phrases to use to diffuse a situation and take care of yourself in the process.
Wasn't that just like this week and last week, wasn't that just so informative and so empowering to really understand what gaslighting is? And then to know how to combat gaslighting. And I would love it if all of you would take some time and watch the movie Gaslight, 1944 black and white movie. And it's a really great show. Like, I don't watch black and white movies because I find them kind of boring, but this was really like engaging. And I'm like, oh, he is such a bad gaslighter. Oh my gosh. The things he would say, it just made me cringe and think about all of my sweet empath students and clients. I was just like, oh, he's so bad.
That's so true, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Could you believe it? And Jack would wake up every few minutes and go, he's such a bad man. I'm like, you didn't even hear the half of it.
He was a really bad man.
He wakes up
really bad.
He's such a bad man.
Yeah. That's right. I have my own back and rest when I'm tired during movies.
Well, that's true. I burp in public and Jack falls asleep. I mean, we are the perfect match. Oh, friends, it was so good to spend time with you today. I look forward to this every Thursday.
It is really fantastic. Thank you for being here. We really do love the engagement. Thank you so much. It's enjoyable. It's a blessing in our life. We appreciate it. And be sure and keep your eye open for the registration will happen at empathrising.com. Right now it's set up as a wait list is what you'll find when you go there. You can always pop your email into the wait list. Then you'll get an email from us with the new registration form. The registration form is set to be all wrapped up and beautiful and ready for registrations to begin. I'm just going to say Monday for sure. You may see it before then.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on your email. If you've attended any of our labs already, you'll get an email from me saying, hey, here's the new lab that's coming. And we would really love to have you there. And one of the reasons that we're really going to focus heavy with our empaths at work, because we want to catch you before you're feeling totally broken down and sick. And we just know that if you as an empath don't really take good care of that nervous system of yours, it gets really tired and worn out.
Is it Trans Awareness Day today?
I don't know. It's trans awareness every day for me.
So Tiffany said, happy Trans Awareness Day. So happy Trans Awareness Day.
I guess it is. I feel pretty aware.
I think we're so busy talking to empaths, we miss some of those important things. So thank you for the awareness of this Awareness Day.
And Trans Awareness Day, just speaking to that, is of critical importance because, you know, as the trans kids that are coming out as trans that have a very high suicide rate.
50%.
Very, very troubling, very aware. And as trans women of color that have a very high murder rate.
Oh,
so
man,
trans awareness, you know, I made the decision when I was coming out
as a man in a woman's body. I made the decision to do it all publicly. We were already in the public eye. So either I was going to have to hide and go off, we'd have to go offline, or we're like, fuck it. It's just going to be what it is. And we're going to come out and be open with it. And that's what we do, because knowledge is power. And the more people that it becomes normalized for, then when their child comes to them and says, hey, I think I'm a boy, or I think I'm a girl, then the parent will have had experience with it, and it's not going to be so shocking. And the more people that we can get to wrap your minds and arms around trans people, the world will just be a better and a better and a better place.
I just feel so strongly that we're all just here to love each other, no matter what group you're in or what minority. It's all about love. And that is one beautiful thing I appreciate about empaths, is most empaths would agree on that. And that's where we come together. And of course it's an empath that shares that it's Trans Awareness Day.
And that's a really beautiful thing about you, the empath. You tend to be very open-armed, very open-hearted, open-minded, and we adore you. And anything that Tiff and I can do to support you in having the support that you need and the encouragement you need to live your big purpose, passion, place on this planet as yourself, that's what we're all about. So here's to love. Love is the only thing that's real, and together we can.
That's right.
Yeah. Have a beautiful day. We'll be back again. See you next week. Same
Bye,
time.
everyone.
Same place.